Welcome to Open Campus Creative Writing. I can't believe we're at the end of our fourth week already, and wow, it's exciting. It's been exciting to read a lot of your nonfiction, personal narratives that you posted. I'm very excited. Next week, we are heading into poetry, for better or worse. Some of you may like that, and it's just a segment of what we're going to be doing here. But personal narratives. So by now, you should have commented on all the personal narratives. And what we should be now in is revision mode. So I want to talk about that in just a little bit. Just so you know, right now the grades for the personal narratives, the forums are in flux. We haven't graded all of them yet. Basically, you got 25 points for submitting a personal narrative that met the requirements. And then you got an additional 5 points for each response that also met the requirements. And so for a total of 50 points in the forum requirement, you're going to get an additional 50 points for doing a revision that also meets the requirements. We're going to take a quick look at that right now. All right, so here is where we're at. Let me take a real quick, I'm going to just jump into workshop one, group one here. And we aren't going to look at any of the content, but again, to meet the requirements, you needed a personal narrative about 3 to 5 pages long that, basically incorporate a lot of what you were learning in the course so far regarding the personal narrative, especially these 2 lessons that you did this week. Then you're supposed to provide constructive feedback. Now, the examples that we gave you down here at the bottom, you needed 2 things that you enjoyed about the writing, and you needed to specifically reference the writing and then explain why you like that. And then you also needed 2 things that you specifically referenced that you thought the author could improve on. If you did those 2 things, you got full points for the response. And then, where we're at right now is you need to submit right here your personal final narrative into the personal narrative submission below the forums. And that's due by midnight on Sunday. When you submit your personal narrative, you need to do the following. You need to submit a revised personal narrative. You need to also, and then you need to label that as revised. See, it says label it as revised. Then you need to, underneath it, paste the original unaltered piece below the revised copy, so I can compare and see how you changed it. And then you need to label that as original. Then you need to submit a paragraph below that analyzes the 3 areas that you have revised and how you used the feedback to revise your piece. Label that as review. You cannot receive full credit without following all these directions. All right? And you're going to see those directions mirrored when you go down to, waiting on my course to load here, when you go down to this personal narrative submission, which is right here, it'll pop you into the turnitin.com submission form, and that information should be mirrored right here in that form when it loads up. And you'll see that it's right here is the same thing that we've talked about. All right? So that's it. That's where we're at. And if you have any questions, please message us and remind or post something up into the Creative Writing Cafe.